What's up, everyone, and welcome to Sky Bees. I'm just kidding, guys. What's going on? We are back to do more Mechanism because that's our favorite thing to do right now, right? So, last episode we made the HDPE sheets, which is going pretty good. I'm recording these back to back, so we actually have quite a bit of HDPE sheets. I actually may need to stop that system, but what I want to do today is I want to make brine. We talked about this in the last episode, making um, the lithium. That's what we're trying to get to. So we need to set up a chemical crystallizer to take the lithium that we're going to get from deconcentrating liquid lithium, which we get in this thermal evaporation controller, from brine, which we get in another thermal evaporation from water. So we need to set these guys up, and these are kind of neat. They are a multi-block structure from Mekanism, and I do believe that the bottom has to be solid. And then we need just a couple of rows. You can make these pretty tall. I don't know how tall they have to be, but you can make them pretty short as well. And of course, the bigger they are, the more brine and stuff that they will hold. So we're going to want to go ahead and do something like this. We're going to want to set down a controller. And that made the multi-block structure there. One problem is we are going to need to put in these little ports so that we can remove and add liquid into this thing. Now, this thing does require power, and I'm not sure if we could actually put a flux point on it, but it does require solar panels. At least that's the way the multi-block structure is that I see. And we're going to go ahead and do that. So we made all the stuff. We might as well. Here we go. We should be able to place a sink down now. And with a little bit of mechanical pipe action, we should be able to pump water into this thing. And that should start taking the water and turning it into brine. Very, very good. So I do want to make another one of these over here. But, of course, I didn't craft enough blocks beforehand. So I'm going to need to go ahead and craft up just a little bit more. Alright, and with the quick craft and a little cut there, we went ahead and made this other thermal evaporation chamber. Now, I did try to put this output valve down here, and that did not work for us. So that's an unfortunate thing. We're just going to have to deal with it. And we're going to go ahead and take the brine out of here and let it go over into here, turning into liquid lithium. So we need to take that into a rotary condensator, which of course I did not make. Because why would we do that? We can't be that on point, right? Rotary condensator. Perfect. And I will go ahead and set this bad boy somewhere probably right here. Because we're also going to need to make this chemical crystallizer, which should be very, very easy for us to make, like so. So what I want to do is I want to take the liquid lithium and pipe it down into this guy. We do want to set this guy into deconcentrating mode, rather. Again, flux point action. We've done this so many times. We're also going to need to do what we always do and get speed and efficiency upgrades in this eventually, but we're not going to do that on camera no more because that was a long-winded process. This is now making lithium. We will take our gas tube, I believe it's gas, and we will just go ahead and set this even though it automatically went into our chemical crystallizer. And from here, what we ought to be able to do is send it over into this guy. And actually, why do you have a flux point on you? Perfect. Send the items out of here, which is the lithium dust. The other thing that we could do is we could just take the lithium dust and we could simply just put it in a drawer over there, but that would take the fun out of it. A little bit of cable ran and an importer put on the back of this guy, and we have lithium dust going into our system now. So if we look in here, lithium, we have 78 lithium. Very, very nice. That was pretty easy for us to craft. Now, one of the major things and one of the biggest reasons that I made this up on this platform here and I took down the auto crafting that we had set up is because we're covered by, or from Sky Access by this platform on where our machines are. We are going to build our fission reactor down here, which is silly. We should not build it in the middle of the base because if that thing melts down, it will generate a radiation that is an 8-chunk gap, or 8 chunks within the center of the fission reactor. So it'll go 8 chunks that way, 8 chunks that way, and that way. But we've got the hazmat suit, right? It's going to be great. So next thing that we need to do is we need to look at the fission reactor. And we need reactor casing, we need reactor ports. I don't think we need the logic adapters, and we're going to need some fission fuel assemblies. Basically, we're making a decent little size reactor, and I think the smallest that you can make is actually a 3x4x3 reactor, and there is, we'll go ahead and add all of these. There is casing glass that we can use. What is it called? Glass. Weatherproof glass, that's not it. Vibrant quartz, that's not it. We'll be back. Alright. I did find what I was looking for. It is called reactor glass. Pretty easy to come by. We also need control rod assemblies, and you can see we've done some crafting of our own. So, we need the fission reactor casing, which we have. Boom. I don't believe if there is a controller. Centrifuge. There is the control rod assembly. Fusion reactor controller. That is for the fusion reactor. We need a fission. So I think we're good. So I made some reactor casing, which is pretty easy to craft. It is lead and steel casing. Again, we took this off auto crafting and just put it in the drawers, so it's easy for us to make. We need the fission reactor port. We're going to need 4 of these. We're going to need 1 for water. We're going to need 1 for fissile fuel. We're going to need 1 for the output of nuclear waste, and we're going to need 1 for the output of steam. So I'm hoping that we can get away with dumping the steam into an ultimate trash can. Otherwise, we're going to have to figure out another way to do it. The ultimate trash can is very easy to make. It is just all 3 of the other trash cans, which is a liquid trash can, an energy, and an item trash can. This guy is just stone, cobblestone, and a chest. This guy is, again, stone, and a bucket. And then this guy is some redstone and the same material. Cobblestone, stone. The next thing that we're going to need is the control rod assemblies. These are what do the actual power generation. And we're going to build kind of like a 7x7 reactor. Something that can hold 5 fission rods. And then this thing is going to be somewhat squatty. And we need the fission fuel assemblies on top of those control rods. So we have all of this stuff down, and what I'm thinking is we're going to build it probably right here on the other side of this nether portal. I don't really see us going to the nether anytime soon, so let's go ahead and look at placing this guy down. I think a 5x5 will do us, and we want to build it close to where our fissile fuel is being generated. Now, if I was a smart man... I would not build this in my base, as we talked before. If this thing were to melt down, then of course it's going to create quite a problematic area in our base. with a little bit of a nuclear fallout. Look at that. Perfect. So the other thing that I would like to make, I believe it's called a Geiger counter. Yeah, we want to make one of these. This guy measures radiation, so we're going to have this on us, and we'll just put the sink away. I'm actually not going to need it. So to build this thing, we are going to want to put a port here for water, a port here for fissile fuel. We're going to hopefully eject the nuclear waste, I'm guessing right here. And then I will go ahead and try to get rid of the steam over here. That is the plan. So the fuel rod assemblies, and I actually don't have enough of these control rod assemblies. I do need to make 5 more. I miscalculated my math here. We need 15 of these. Oh no, I was right. See? What? Because we need the guys to top it off. Okay. I guess we're just going to place these things wrong today. Huh. We'll go ahead and get this guy out. Now, I do believe, unlike a normal nuclear reactor from big reactors and stuff like that, I do believe that these guys can go here. They don't have to protrude through the top of the reactor. I think they stop at the top. And now we should be able to fill this thing with glass. We are going to have to fill this side in with glass, which is going to be a little bit weird. Just because we definitely don't want to go to the nether. Perfect. And hopefully this thing will work out pretty good. I should have built this thing, honestly, way off in the distance, but we have our fissile fuel. We have everything that we need right here. And if we built this correctly, we should see red particle effects. We did not. Okay. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks tall. It's a 5x5x5 reactor. Do these actually need to protrude through the top? We're gonna find out. Because if they do, that's fine. We have the stuff. Seriously, why does that do that? It's kind of weird. Let's just place these guys in, and then we will grab the... No. What did I do wrong? Because we should be able to right-click on this, which we're trying right now, and it's not working. Interesting. I do believe I found the error in my ways. I think that these are the guys that have to go on top, and these are the guys that have to go on the bottom. So if we did this correct now, we should see red particles. There we go. Okay. So we have a disabled fission reactor. The first thing that we want to do is we want to get water pumping into this thing, which this thing should fill up with water, which is pretty neat. I love the animation. It goes all the way out to the glass, which is cool. The next thing that we want to do is probably take our fissile fuel and get that into the reactor. So now this thing is full of fissile fuel, it's full of water, and technically we can activate this stuff. Now I do want to go ahead and put a trash can here. Hopefully we'll wait on this steam. Actually, let's go ahead. We shouldn't be able to put nuclear waste into the ultimate trash can. Let's get ourselves the radioactive waste barrel, which I made 2 stacks of these accidentally. And I'm not sure if nuclear waste is a gas or not. So we're going to go ahead and turn this thing on. We've got 8 millibuckets. We've got steam. Let's go ahead and scram. 16 millibuckets of waste. What did we just do here? Valve mode changed to output waste. Okay, perfect. So now we have nuclear waste in there. That's neat. And I guess we're going to need to change this to output coolant. And does that get rid of the steam? It does! Okay, so let's turn this thing on. And we should never get any steam. It should be automatically ejected out. Yes! Cool. And now we are getting nuclear waste. I do not know how much this can actually hold. But if we don't have enough of these barrels around, we will start having some serious problems. So I think we'll go ahead and do something like this, because we're going to leave this thing running for a bit. Again, that is a dangerous thing to do. Let me get those guys back out. But we have the Geiger counter. Right now, I don't think we have a problem with radiation. And our heat is perfect. Our heat graph is staying steady. Max size you can build this thing is 18 by 18 by 18, so we could have a huge fission reactor. And again, if we look up, let's see, uses, it's not going to show us. Let's see, turbine. We can make these turbine blades. We can make a turbine rotor. There's turbine casing, turbine valve, and then turbine vent. And there's a whole bunch of things that you can do like this with Mekanism. Unfortunately, there's not like an in-game book like there is with a lot of the other mods. You have to look on the internet at this. And we're going to hit our F7. We're still good. So this thing is producing, and it will continue to run as long as we have fissile fuel, which we're going to run out of. Yep. Yeah, we're going to run out of, because we are running out of the sodium dioxide, or uranium oxide, sorry. That's what we're running out of. So what I may have to do is turn this thing off, just let it sit, and then get ourselves a backlog of fissile fuel in there, fissile fuel in here, and get these pipes backlogged with the uranium as well. But we're getting nuclear waste, which is good. 45 millibuckets, 114. I'm not sure how many millibuckets these things can hold, but to make the polonium pellets, which is made from polonium, we need 10 millibuckets will make 1 millibucket of polonium. The polonium pellets need 1,000. So it's a 10-to-1 ratio, so I need 10,000 buckets of nuclear waste to make 1 polonium pellet, and we need 2 per armor set, so that's 2. Oh, we need 2 for this, so we need 10 total. So that's 100,000 millibuckets of nuclear waste. Oh boy, this is going to take some time. It really, really is. But there it is. There is our fission reactor. We have our llama. We have our wandering trader here that's selling the really good helmet that we've used pretty much all playthrough. No, we have our brine being made in this bad boy right here, which this thing is relatively slow because it is nighttime. And then it's turning that into lithium, which is deconcentrating it into regular old lithium from liquid lithium, and this is creating lithium dust. Very, very nice. Fission reactor is going, and now I think all we need to do is just sit AFK at this thing and watch these nuclear waste barrels go up. And like I said, when we actually run out of room from these nuclear waste barrels, we can just set more down and we can end up picking these up and moving them relatively nicely. We have no issues with radiation, which is good, and it wouldn't matter anyway. We are fully decked out in our hazmat suit. So that's going to complete today's episode, guys. We made some pretty good progress with everything here. I'm happy with the progress we're making. The fission reactor is very dangerous in our base, but hey, we like to live life on the edge. Oh yeah. So as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did making it, make sure to hit that like button down below. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified when videos like this come out. And if you're new to the channel and you're not subbed, what are you doing, man? Hit that subscribe button. Check the description down below for all of the different ways to follow me, including Twitter, Twitch. There's a link to my Discord, Patreon. All that stuff is down below. Leave a comment. I think I said that already. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.